5:15. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls out there in Facebook and Instagram land. I hope you haven't gone off and done something else. So, what a week again. We had on a day I'd like to forget, which was probably Friday night, Saturday morning. We had 34 millimetres of rain, 39 millimetres of rain. So not much fun. You remember last week we had quite a lot of rain and I said I don't want any more rain. Someone wasn't listening. So I had 39 millimetres of rain, very heavy Friday afternoon, evening, night through into the morning. We had about 12 hours of leaf wetness, but we had a lot of water in the bunches. At 10:30 on Saturday morning it was still misty and foggy and wintry. So not ideal. I think we ended up with about 53 millimetres for the whole week. So it's wet. The ground is wet. We don't need any more water, thank you. So this week it's predicted to be this sort of temperature, sort of 23, 25. It'd be great to see it a bit higher. So we will see what happens. So this afternoon I have rushed out and done some sampling. So I'll run you through that. You saw the other week I was using the refractometer. Yeah, glasses are needed at this point for scientific instruments. Poor eyes have faded. So Sauvignon Blanc, nice and green, quite green, and you'll see that with the juice here. Sauvignon Blanc and Riesling. So, and look, I'm I'm wearing a green shirt, so that probably doesn't help. Let's see if we can do that, and Connor can zoom in a bit. So Sauvignon Blanc is nice and bright green, and the Riesling, yellowy, greeny, browny colour. Let's not be rude. We don't want to call it brown, but yeah, quite different colour. And we'll see that. Let's do that there. Got to watch all of our kit. And then the juice samples. So I go out into the vineyard and randomly sample. So I don't stop and think about which bunch looks best, which looks biggest, which looks smallest. I go and randomly sample and get about 20 bunches, a couple of kilos, bring them back, give them a good pounding, squish them up, and then pour them out. Now, these hydrometers are two different scales, so let's not get excited. This one is 0 to 10 for the Riesling, and the Sauvignon Blanc is 10 to 20. So the Sauvignon Blanc, and I'll move them across just so you can see. Sauvignon Blanc is on about 10.6, which is okay. We need it a little bit higher than that. And we'll just do that there. This is into the Riesling. And we'll see. And while that's equalising, so we look at several things. We look at Beaumet, which is a measure of sugar, percentage of sugar, and we spoke about this the other week. And then we look at pH. So, and then downstairs in the lab I will do a titration to see how many grams per litre of acid there actually is. So yeah, this is coming in at 3 point, just going to need to give it a little bit of time. And just 3.19. Okay, 3.19, which is all right. Yep, needs to be up now. The Riesling is 10.5 Beaumet, so that's okay. So this measures specific density. Some of the more mature people that are watching would be familiar with hydrometers when they measured the density of the battery acid in cars. Now most of our batteries are sealed and we can't do that. But I remember Dad with looked like a turkey baster, but it wasn't. It was a battery acid tester, and it had a little hydrometer in it. So this has got some weight in the bottom. It's blown glass. It floats, and it is calibrated to specifically measure the sugar density in the liquid, in the grape juice. So and that's no surprise. The Riesling is 3.06. So what we call racy acidity. Really exciting. So that's what we like here. So we'll pour a little bit of that in here. Really healthy, full of vitamin C. And so there's many things you do when you're looking at harvesting your grapes. You're looking at how the bunches look, and these Sauvignon Blanc looking really good. There is a little bit of botrytis out there with all this rain. It's to be expected. You're not telling the truth, or you've got your head in the sand if you live in Orange, and if you haven't been out in your vineyard and seen a bit of botrytis, something's not quite right with the rain we've had. Now, not every variety gets it, of course. So, but Sauvignon Blanc loves it, Chardonnay loves it, Riesling, fairly keen on it, and Zinfandel. But the other week, I spoke about using Botector, which is the bacteria, and I'm seeing great results out there. You can see a botrytized berry, and the botrytized fluff is going black and the berry is shriveling, which to my likening, it's dying and stopping. And if we get warm, dry weather, we're not going to be a disaster. So that's exciting, because we all need a really good game this year. We need really good grapes coming in. So as I'm going round, I'm looking at the berries, and I'm giving that a bit of a squeeze. So it's got good skin strength. The berry has good turgidity. I'm eating lots, and that's zappy. Get the seed out now. In white grapes, because we pick them earlier than reds, the seeds are often green. It's to be expected, but when we process the white grapes, we destem them and press them pretty well straight away. So you're not soaking them on the green seeds, which would give you bitter tannins and astringency. Really lively acid, quite nice. There's a lovely, fresh green apple, not ripe, green unripe apple character there. Green bean. Look, a hint of sort of tropical fruit coming through there. So something like, sort of gooseberry, guava coming through. So smelling good, tasting good. We just need the Beaumet to be a bit higher. And as the Beaumet goes up, the pH will go up. So about 3.4, 3.5 is good for us, and the titratable acidity will come down. At the moment, the titratable acidity in this, if it was 3.16-ish, 17, I think the pH was, titratable acidity is going to be up over 10 grams per litre, which is high and going to be tricky to handle. So, wow. Let that ripen up with a bit of Mother Nature, a bit of golden sunshine out there, and we'll be tickety-boo. So the other thing you've got to watch is the weather. If we go a week with fine sunny weather, and then I see another one of these fronts coming through that's going to give us 90% chance of 10 to 20, which ends up being 39, it might be game on and go out and pick, because you're going to go too far backwards. You've got too much to lose. So getting it into the winery, and you can look after it there. Now, Riesling. So already got a lovely straw colour there. Wow. Yep. Really smelling good. Now, and these little hydrometers are fragile as glass. So nice bunches, looking very clean. And wow, which is the, I don't want to say secret, but it's what I look for here at Cargo Road, is that lovely golden grapefruit character. When you taste these, it is so good. There's this pleasure and pain grapefruit, sweet grapefruit, tart grapefruit character going on with these Riesling berries. And that's what gives us that end result that you guys have seen and tasted and bought and enjoyed, and restaurateurs in our Riesling. It's that really good lime juice character in that bottle, sweet Schweppes lime juice, but got that lovely tight acidity that brings it across the line, so it's not a sweet flabby Riesling. Wowzers. Yeah, that's good. Now, yeah, racy. Whew. That is doing sherbet laps of the mouth. So it was 3.07 pH. So it's going to be really high acidity. I'll do those tests during the week just to see how things are actually going. But looking good. The bunches are looking good. A couple of shriveled berries, that's okay. We'll be able to sort that out. So looking exciting, getting some really good flavours early on. I didn't have time this afternoon to get Gewürztraminer, or Gewürztraminer as she's known, samples. That has got amazing flavour. Really enjoying what's going on there. So it's soon, I'd reckon in the next couple of weeks, and really watching the weather with eagle eyes. Thank you, Barry, for sending me all the weather warnings. Sometimes they're a bit blurry, Barry, but and I'm watching my own feeds, so that's good. The reds, yeah, looking good. A couple of little problems happening in the Zinfandel, as I mentioned, but we've got months for that to go. So having a healthy vineyard, as I've been singing and dancing for basically the last 12 months, is what it's about. But I've been singing and dancing, having a healthy vineyard for 24 years now. Having the right bacteria in the soil, having the right fungi in the soil, keeping your grapevines healthy is what it is about. So pretty happy with that. Little fun fact, you heard the pH on these guys, really acidic. And you heard about the titratable acidity. So this week, I do it every year before vintage. Go off to the dentist and have a good checkup and a good coat of fluoride, and I've got my tooth mousse. So all the dentists and dental hygienists out there listening, I know what I'm doing, and I do look after my teeth at vintage time. Tasting these grapes, really acidic, and it can take the enamel off, so I'm very careful. So vineyard, no more rain, we've said. Hang in there. Everything else is ticking along well. Next week we'll shoot from downstairs in the winery, because I will have finished tidying that up and washing it and moving the press and moving the tanks, getting everything to rock and roll. So that's going to be exciting. Got a little renovation happening to the bathroom, so there's another challenge. It was meant to happen in the beginning of January, but who knew? There weren't any toilets that I needed in the country. So they've been on a slow boat from China, as they say. So we're going to be busy. We'll finish tidying up the winery. We will rip out some concrete, rip out a toilet, whack a few in, sort it all out. Pretty happy. And What else has been happening? I had good friend Carl Manning out during the week taking some shots of the Zinloft, the Airbnb that we're running, and shots of the vineyard and the sunset. It was a magnificent evening. I took some good shots of Kyle taking some good shots. So we'll pop all of that up. We've updated the homepage, the landing page for the Zinloft. We had a couple that had a happy Valentine's weekend there. We've got a few more people booked in. So if you're thinking of coming to Orange for a couple of days or longer, get on, call us direct, go to Airbnb, go to bookit.com and get into the Zinloft. And do continue to book ahead. It's surprising how many people are still turning up and haven't booked. And we've had a lovely busy weekend, and sometimes it throws a small spanner in the works. And it's not just us, it's every cellar door, it's every restaurant, it's every cafe. We've been singing and dancing that for quite a while. So plan your trip, book ahead. Thanks for everyone's support and comments. To Louise, who came out and shared a delicious chocolate donut. Thank you, Matt, for dropping those off from Origin Chocolates. We had a nice little package, I suppose. Delicious chocolate donut and some delicious dessert Zinfandel. I should be having that now. Sort of just for Valentine's Day and to see how it goes, and supporting Matt. And we've had Matt's chocolate on live at 5 before. So really good. So wishing everyone a jolly good week. Lots of sunshine. Keep in touch and talk to you next week. It's a good night from James.